Welcome back to the watch list. Time now to focus in on Tesla. For that, I want to bring in our panel. Eric Beyrich, Co-Chief Investment Officer of Sound Income Strategies. We also have Kevin Riley. He's the Managing Director, Exponential Investment Partners. Thank you both for joining us this afternoon. Eric, first of all, I have to say you have just one of the coolest last names that I've ever heard. It seems like timely we'd be talking about money, but in particular, Musk and his pay package. Did what actually occur line up with what you expected to happen?
Yes, absolutely. We expected the package to approve. The voting range, depending on which source, was between 72 and 78%, which was better than the 73 last time. But it doesn't resolve the issue. It just gives the company more of an argument to get it past the Delaware Chancellery judge. She has to either decide to recant on her opinion, or the appellate court has to agree to hear Tesla's appeal, which hasn't been filed. Before that happens, they have the issue of deciding how much the plaintiff's attorney should get paid, and they're asking for $5 to $6 billion. So that'll happen in July. So that's a factor slowing this down. But now they're officially in Texas, which is good.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
That'll save Tesla and Elon some money. As you recall, their headquarters were already in Austin, but now the official state of Donald. So.
And then, Kevin, when you think about kind of the conclusion of this, Eric just alluded to this. It doesn't mean everything is done and dusted. There are still challenges that Tesla has to face. But does this essentially a vote of confidence in Elon Musk bode well for Tesla as a company?
Well, I think so. But I think in reality, the shareholders really had no choice here. They were kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place. I mean, you can't let Musk leave, because if he does, the company and somebody else comes in, the company will get valued like a car company, and the share price is going to plummet. On the other hand, he doesn't want to leave either, because he still holds, I believe, 12% of the stock of the company, and he would take a huge personal hit if he does too. So yeah, it is a vote of confidence for him, for the company. It's a turnaround year for the company. They got new products coming out next year and some other announcements coming up. I think the stock may have kind of hit a bottom here, I think.
Okay, Eric, one of the challenges that critics say about Elon Musk is he's pulled in so many different directions, whether it's Tesla, Twitter X, I know it's X now, SpaceX, et cetera, et cetera. Is that something that's still a concern that a lot of attention is being paid to?
It's definitely a factor. The funny thing is that when he pays less attention to Tesla, at least in terms of setting up plants and things, they seem to run better. So it's a valid concern, and it was definitely one of the issues that people cited as a reason to vote for the pay package. But I would say that the fact that you had some major shareholders switch to voting for the pay package, like Vanguard, that were against it beforehand, shows that it's more than just locking in Elon, who obviously has most of his net worth in Tesla stock. It's really a matter of trying to get the company focused on doing what it needs to do, which is introduce new cars, lower its costs, and compete in a market that has more competitors now than it ever has before, especially the Chinese.
Kevin, one of the challenges for the EV space is demand hasn't been what many expected, right? Especially when you had these incentives from the government. But EV adoption hasn't broadened out as much as, industry watchers expected. What could you see happening for Tesla, especially when it goes into, say next year into 2025, that could potentially turn that around? Is there anything?
Well, I mean, for years, people have talked about this whole robo-taxi thing, and that's a possibility. I mean, frankly, it's a bit of a surprise that EV adoption has kind of plateaued here. I don't think many people really expected that. It seems like the market has shifted over to an interest in hybrid cars and whatnot, and there's a lot of different reasons for that. And I think that's a bit unexpected. But, the robo-taxi thing could be interesting. He's talking about robots now for the factories. I don't know if there's any there on that. There's always something. I mean, he has a tendency to miss on these, prognostications and whatnot. But They got to get those new models out next year. And frankly, something I've thought for years that Tesla should do is bring in a real operator to run the company, kind of like Google did with Eric Schmidt or Chipotle did with Brian Niccol. Somebody who's really good at that particular area of expertise. Not replace Musk, but bring somebody in to help him run the company, because you can't run 5 companies.
It would be interesting to see if that happened. Shares of Tesla right now under pressure off the back of, well, yesterday's the stock was higher off of the expectation, so this may be a little bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news. It would be interesting to see what the road ahead is. They've overcome one big hurdle for Tesla. We'll see if they can overcome all the hurdles. Eric Beyrich, Co-Chief Investment Officer of Sound Income Strategies. Kevin Riley also joining us on today's panel, Managing Partner of Exponential Investment Partners. Thank you both